This time of year is squash season. It's also the perfect season for soup. As discussed in my last video for roasted onion savoury cream, it's the perfect application for a cream soup using this squash. Let's discuss that over a cuppa. A good number of years ago, when I was still at the Irish restaurant, there was a huge festival for the celebration of autumn. They were having a soup contest. The owner said that he had an idea for a soup that he had had in the southern part of Ireland. He had gone to some type of event hosted by Rory O'Connell, chef and brother to the famous Darina Allen of Ballymaloe fame. It was there that he had this curried coconut butternut squash soup. The owner of the restaurant that I was employed by had asked Rory for the recipe. He said he couldn't give out the recipe, so my former employer said, "If I name off the ingredients that I think are in it, can you tell me yes or no?" Apparently Rory agreed to that. It was from there that this soup evolved. My employer gave the list of ingredients to me. From there I developed the recipe for the soup. I used that soup in the autumnal festival and won with it 2 years in a row. We named it Shanagarry squash soup as a nod to the area where the Ballymaloe cooking school is. The rest is history. This soup is one of my all-time favourites. It utilises the product of squash, a must-have for this season. As the supporting cast, it includes coconut milk, caramelised onions, and curry. We originally made this with a vegetable broth so it had a broader appeal. I feel that was one of the reasons it did so well in the contest. The results were based on the voting of the people, so my idea was if more people could taste it, more people could vote. It turned out that my thoughts were correct. Since creating the soup, I had been looking for a way to make it even more vegan in its appeal. I feel this version ticks all of the boxes. This is not a dump and let cook kind of soup. The techniques used in this soup are all here to help develop different layers of flavour. We start off by making the squash easier to peel. If you've ever tried to peel a butternut squash, you know it can be a bit cumbersome. What I do is fill a large pot with salted water, bring the water to a boil, add in your squash with tongs one by one, allow to cook for 3 to 4 minutes, remove and let cool. This will make the skin much easier to peel. In a dry sauté pan, you want to gently toast your whole spices until they just begin to pop, but are not necessarily smoking. Do not let them scorch. The result will be bitter in your soup. Slice your Spanish onions quite thinly. In a soup pot, place your oil and Spanish onions. Do not cut corners on this step. It will allow you to have the right balance of sweetness for the soup. This step could take anywhere from 45 to 60 minutes. Most recipes that talk about caramelizing onions are not forthright when they say how long the process really takes. Once your onions get to this rich, dark brown colour, add in your agave and brown sugar and allow to melt for another 3 minutes. Add in your curry spices and let cook until the onions become fragrant and aromatic. Add in the blanched, peeled, seeded and diced butternut squash, as well as your vegetable stock. Raise your heat to medium-high and allow to cook until the squash is fork tender and can easily yield to pressure against the side of the pot. Add your onion cream and coconut milk. Allow this to simmer for 10 minutes. When the squash is fully cooked and soft, it is ready to puree. Puree in a blender in batches until completely smooth. So here we are, we have a great soup, full of flavour and broad appeal. To be honest, I really feel that you can't tell that it's completely vegan. It's great as the weather gets colder. It's great for the holidays. You can dress it up however you like. You could take some leftover onion cream and mix it with some garam masala. Or like I'm doing today, dress it up with toasted pumpkin seeds with cinnamon, agave and cayenne. Add some chopped fresh coriander. Add some chili oil. As always, you can adapt the recipe however you see fit. If you want to use heavy cream in place of the onion cream, feel free. If you want to use chicken stock, you can do that too. Thanks so much for watching. If you like our content, please click on the logo below. If you want to help us out financially to continue this passion of ours, go to our website and click on the grey banner to support us through our Patreon account. Cheers!